Okay, welcome back everyone. This is BNSF Railnut. I'm going to do a little video here on what we did for our roadbed spline. First off, and what this is this is just it's a Homasote. You can find it at your local hardware stores or your Home Depots, Menards, Knox, Lowe's, stuff like that. They normally sell it in 4x8 sheets, half-inch thick. And what we did is the place where we bought this was a cabinet manufacturer, and they were able to actually cut 4x8 sheets at one time and collect all the dust with that as well. So when you do cut Homasote, it is extremely dusty. So if you do plan on cutting this stuff in the house, make sure you seal off the area because it's going to create a ridiculous amount of dust. So yeah, wear your proper ventilation too, because it is a nightmare. We cut a few sheets here in-house, and we filled up a garbage can that big with just dust from 1 or 2 sheets. So it's a lot. But irregardless, the Homasote we cut down to a 2-inch wide strip, half-inch, and they were normally 8-foot runs. So it'd be a big long stick like that. Those have actually been broken, but what we do is you stagger all the Homasote pieces when you're starting it. So you start your one here, your second one here, and then your third. And with that, depending on which way you cut it, you'll have like a flush edge, or if you have different sizes like that, you basically want to just get to a nice even level surface. The more level you have, the less sanding you have to do basically. So that's the biggest thing. So you just stagger them across, and as you need your curves, this stuff is fairly pliable, so I mean it bends rather easily, and it holds its shape as well. When you're sanding it on the end too, it's not going to flex as much this way, and basically by screwing it together like we've done here, it controls the flex this way too, so it's really rigid. It's nice and safe. It's extremely quiet, and extremely cheap versus a road bed made out of plywood and then the cork on top of that. So you'd have to buy your plywood top like this, lay your cork strip on there, and just the Homasote alone for us here up in the Midwest, to buy this versus just the cork, not even including the plywood, this was cheaper than the cork. So we actually killed 2 birds with 1 stone by having the framework, and then you can lay the track directly onto this, and you spike directly into that as well. So but then yeah, basically what you do is you just line your curves up, start screwing the screws in, and you just take, I think it was, looks like 1 inch long or so, a little over 1 inch, and then 1 3/4 inches if you had to connect it to another piece versus something like that where it'll grab 3 of them. And then what we would do is, if you had a double track, you'd space it with a little spacer in like that, and then continue your second main line, and then you can just drill into this way. So it supports itself, and basically then we laid all this out on top of the bench work, and then just physically lifted it up, put the risers underneath, and that's how we got to something like that. So Homasote was attached all together, and then just put it up on your riser, mount your risers to your bench work, and you are set to go. And then before we actually laid the track down, we went through, sanded the whole entire main lines, made everything nice and smooth, and then you're ready to lay your track. And then for the track, just obviously the track nails to the side of the rail. We soldered the feeders to each piece of flex track, drill a hole through the Homasote, which comes directly out the bottom, and then that gets soldered to your bus lines, and then your 2 different colors. So on ours we have 1 color for one main line, 1 color for the other, and then we have a third, the green in the back, which is for branch line. So that, in a hopefully informative video, I would say, but is the method we used for our Homasote Spline roadbed. Again, it's found at most of your local kind of lumber store, stuff like that. Not every place will carry it, but if anything, they should be able to order it for you at least. Like I said, it's extremely dusty, but it allows you to build your curves, hold their shape, and it's a great material to use. So if you have any questions, let me know, and hopefully I can answer those for you. But other than that, we will see you guys very soon.